So we've already done Adam Sandler. Yet we're back with another Adam Sandler title.
I
And
mean, he has so many movies that are just garbage.
it's not even that they're garbage. It's not even that they're garbage. It's just a very specific niche of comedy. But whenever I watch an Adam Sandler movie, I always ask myself, why did I watch that? Grown A Geeks Bad Movie Review. We are here to talk about Ridiculous Six.
Hmm. Mm-hmm.
First off, I
Great
just want to
suggestion.
say that this is probably most torturous for Denisha, who doesn't even get to vent about having
That's
watched it.
and that was my idea. That was my idea to do it.
Tony is taking
Just so
full
you know,
credit for not letting her vent
damn
about
sure.
it and having watched it. And
Yo,
wow.
get at me.
Wow. Ridiculous Six. Yeah. 2015 Adam Sandler movie. This thing got a 0 on the tomato meter and only a 34 audience score. And I feel like that's a hell of a jump for the audience score that somebody had to say they liked it.
Somebody had to, but
Enough people said that they liked
I
it
don't
for
see
it to get
why.
up
I
that
don't see
high.
how. I don't see how. I don't. This movie from we're not even gonna just talk about Adam Sandler playing an Indian. We're not even gonna just throw that out there starting. It's like
He is
with
White Knife. This movie
White
is,
Knight.
you know what?
Yep.
If somebody
Full of
said, let's do Blazing
mm-mm.
Saddles but bad, that's kind of how I feel with this movie because they wanted to take every like
Yeah.
cowboy stereotype, but they missed the mark because it's not funny. I
None of it.
actually
Well,
I have redeeming parts of the movie, and it goes
there
back
is
to the
one
same
for
thing.
me. There's one.
It goes back to the same thing. I don't know how people manage. Like, how does Adam Sandler manage to get people in movies? Like, I mean, granted, he's got his own production company
It's the same people though.
most times, most
It's
times, but
the
he
same
always
people.
manages to pull in like actual people. It's not just like him doing home videos with his friends. He pulls in actors.
Those might be funnier though.
And I can't say always good actors, but Harvey Keitel was in this movie. And I like that character that Harvey Keitel played.
That was one of the only good characters.
Everything
That
else
level
I
of actor
was.
is way above anybody else that was in there.
He had Al Pacino and Johnny Depp in Jack and Jill. How in the hell does Adam Sandler pull this off? Like, apparently he still has enough college frat boys who are like just in love with Adam Sandler comedy and will never ever let it go to be what it needs to be.
I mean, the it's the white savior in the in the whole movie because that's white knife. That's what he's doing. Then he has superpowers. Can you explain the superpowers?
No,
Because
no one can.
where did he
No one
get
can.
those from?
The opening scene, I think we were what 5 minutes in, and I was like, I'm good. I'm
Yes.
good.
He was like, I don't want to watch this no more. And then, which one of y'all said I had to go get a drink? Was that Will?
You damn right.
It was like, oh, I'm not
That
watching this sober. I'm
shit
not.
made no fucking sense whatsoever. Like I thoroughly despise you for having me watch this. I despise Sam
Oh,
Moore
you
for
love it.
freaking for roping me in to doing this in the first place. Cause now freaking it's like I'm addicted to this stupidity where I need to go watch these fucking movies and vent about it. Freaking but people like Denisha gonna have to suffer freaking
Yep.
silence and stuff like that because she can't talk about it, and I'm over here just like, no fuck, like that shit dropped me fucking nuts.
But here's the thing about Ridiculous Six. Like, first of all,
It's ridiculous.
no,
with
and
six of
I
them.
that is like okay. It is every
That's pretty much it.
racist stereotype you can put in a cowboy movie, but it's
Yep.
not
That's
being
not funny.
done. Wait, it's not even being done ironically, like you would get from, as I mentioned, Blazing Saddles.
Mel
Blazing
Brooks.
Saddles did it, and they did it ironically to make it funny. Mel Brooks understood the humor and the satire of doing what he did. This is just cringy bad.
I I'm just saying it took so much for me to just sit down and watch this. And I watched it nonstop. And it hurt so bad to watch this movie.
Like
Nick Nolte
the only part
was
of
horrible.
this, the
Oh,
only part of this that
Nick
was
Nolte.
like even remotely accurate to a cowboy film is it is a revenge story ultimately.
Yeah.
You killed my mom and I want revenge and I'll do what I have to do to get revenge. But if you want to see a good revenge tale that's not Adam Sandler, go watch The Harder They Fall. That was a fantastic fucking movie.
Yes. 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 100%.
But everything in this movie is exactly what you think it's going to be.
Stupidity.
Rob Schneider, I
Same character.
can appreciate. Ironically, and I just wanted to point out, since being in Ridiculous Six, the only other thing that he has done worth mentioning, and even then I have to be careful when I say worth mentioning. He was in the wrong. He was in the wrong Missy.
It was decent. That was a halfway funny movie.
That had its moments.
It
That
had
was
its moment.
David
It was
Spade
yes.
and Lauren Lepkus. I laughed. Nick Swarsden. So it was still very much what I expected it to be just from looking at the cast and such. And I was actually kind of shocked that that wasn't like an Adam Sandler production. Just given the cast and everything, I was kind of shocked. But other than that, he was in The Masked Singer recently, and he did the TV show Real Rob.
That's a TV show for those that don't know.
Yeah, I mean Real Rob, which was a reality show starring Rob Schneider. Like, well, I'd say starring, but it's basically Rob Schneider reality show. That is exactly what you think it's gonna be, but Rob Schneider was never really a leading man, and I feel like the only work he got was the fact that his buddy has a production company. And he had some opportunities where it seemed like he might have done something. The Hot Chick, Deuce Bigelow. It could have gone other ways, you know. And you take something like Grown Ups, which for Adam Sandler, Grown Ups is a funny movie. And Grown Ups is a funny movie because it is an older Adam Sandler understanding what made him popular and maturing those jokes. So it works. It's still a collection of him and his friends cracking jokes. So nothing too, like, we're not just going to put it on a pedestal or anything. But as far as Adam Sandler movies, it's one of the few that I think can kind of go up there. But it goes in the same vein as like Funny People, 50 First Dates, I went through a whole list of movies that I feel are actually good Adam Sandler movies, and they're the ones that aren't him being the frat boy college fart and poop jokes that he kind of relies on. You know, he was in Hoobie Halloween also, but that was an Adam Sandler movie, so you just knew he was going to be there. Let's just get right to the only part of this movie that's worth it. What were your redeeming qualities? Will, do you have any redeeming qualities for Ridiculous Six?
Nope, not a single fucking one. I don't give a shit about this movie.
Nothing good.
Nope,
Nothing good.
fuck that.
Will, are you sure?
Fuck that shit.
I mean, the concept of the movie, like,
So
I'm just
harsh.
going to say, I was happy to see Nick Nolte. I forgot that he was doing stuff. I don't remember the last time I saw Nick Nolte in a movie. You know, it's good to know that he's still working.
But you can tell that throat ain't what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Cause you gotta talk like this. Nah, bruh.
Yeah.
You need to learn sign language. You can start doing sign language because that ain't happening no more.
I mean, it's Nick Nolte's kind of, I won't say falling off, but he's hanging on by a thread. I think Warrior was the last decent movie that Nick Nolte was in. So getting Nick Nolte in a movie, but it's, I have a Family Guy moment where it's like, oh, Nick Nolte. I'm glad to see he's still getting work, because he used to
Negative.
be a go-to guy in Hollywood. Not anymore, but
That was so long ago.
right,
Oh, that was so long.
right, so long ago. But there
This ain't
again,
48 hours.
wow,
I'm
we went
sorry.
that far
I'm
back.
sorry.
No, I'll go as far
I
back
mean,
as like
yeah.
Thin Red Line. No, Thin Red Line.
Thin red line. Okay. I give you that one.
So
Okay.
that's about it. Not anything past
Yeah.
that. I can't recall. And then, like, you know what? There was also what was the movie with Don Cheadle in Africa? Hotel Rwanda. He was in that, and that's a fantastic movie. But I don't count Nick Nolte as like the reason I went to see that movie. So
Right.
he was just in it.
See, when I think of Nick Nolte, like I said, I think of 48
hours.
hours. I
Yeah.
think of
You were
like,
absolutely
but I also
100%. 48
but you
hours
also
and another 48 hours.
Fear. Cape Fear was pretty good.
Okay.
He was in there,
Yeah.
but it's
There
besides the
was
48 hours franchise, it's few and far in between. I mean, let's not forget he had flops. Ooh, we should watch Blue Chips. Yes, with Shaq and Nick Nolte.
No, fuck you.
Ooh. Will forgot about that one, didn't you?
ooh.
Fucking bait.
Wait a minute. Let me
Bait.
see if that's even something that we can. You know what?
It's
We'll
bait.
Well, why?
stick a pin in it. We'll
Wait.
come back to that. So,
Let me give
Tony,
my
wait.
only redeeming quality. My only what?
That's my question for you. What is your redeeming quality for this movie?
It's only one scene in this debacle of a movie that I actually laughed at, and it's because I do have a sick sense of humor. When Taylor Lofton, whatever his name is, was swinging back and forth in the hangman noose, I lost my shit. Because then when he
I got
started
a strong
narrating,
neck.
when he started narrating on shit he was doing, and then he started doing little tricks. Yeah, I lost my shit on that one. That was pretty fucking funny. But besides that, yeah,
I really
that's
couldn't get
pretty much
behind
it.
the character of Lil Pete, because I've
None
again
of them characters.
the offensiveness of these characters, because clearly Lil Pete was slow. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
clearly he was a very special individual, and it's not like Taylor Lautner just has this great repertoire of movies to like recover from this. Okay, and here's a good example of my point with that. Luke Wilson was in this movie. Luke Wilson is hit or miss. Will Forte,
Yep.
hit or miss. Steve Zahn, hit or miss. Harvey Keitel, I like Harvey Keitel movies.
He's a hit. There's no hit or miss. It's a hit.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I like Harvey Keitel movies. And having that group of cast, like having that kind of cast in a movie, I want more from it. And I'm a little disappointed that somebody at Netflix inked a deal with Adam Sandler and thought that was a sure bet. And the very first thing he put out was Ridiculous Six. Now, by default, if you set the bar low enough, nobody expects anything from you, and you can meet your
I mean,
contractual obligation.
you can't get much lower than this movie because
You really can't.
yeah,
You take an actor like Terry
Many-
Crews. Right.
Okay.
Right. Like, see the face you made? That's my point. But Terry Crews can recover from this.
he always got Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
He got Expendables.
I mean, yeah,
I'll take Expendables over this. Give me Expendables 5.
man, I would take Barney over this. What are you talking about? This shit was trash. Trash. Except for that one Tyler Lautner saying, that's it.
So the Lil Peep getting hung was your moment. And what's really funny is like I find that it seems like other people show up to set thinking they're on a different movie. I don't feel like they get the same script or they fix something in editing and Adam Sandler creates the movie he wants to create without telling everyone else what it's going to be. I feel like that's the only way he can get these people in. The Steve Zahn conversation. Okay, so when Steve Zahn wants to be part of the eye patch gang and he scoops his eye out with a spoon, and then later on, he hands something to Will Forte's character, and he's like, "Is this money too burnt up, or can we keep it?" And he flips his eye patch up and looks at it, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's good." He's like, "Wait a minute," and then everybody else that's in the eye patch gang still actually has their eyes, and Steve Zahn is the only person who scooped his eye out, and he already had a lazy eye to start, so he scooped out the good eye to keep the lazy eye. That's my only redeeming quality. As a visual gag, that was funny. For him to have an eye patch over his good eye and have the lazy eye like this the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Like that was funny. And to find out that everyone else actually kept their eyes. I had no other, well, I have two because that made me laugh. That one scene where they're talking about the money and Steve Zahn realizes no one else scooped out their eye, that made me laugh. And Harvey Keitel. I was really pleased with Harvey Keitel's character. I liked that he was the bar owner. I liked that he had the attitude, and he was actually fighting with Luke Wilson's character, who was trying real hard not to spill the drink because he was used to be Secret Service for Abraham Lincoln and went to the bathroom. Abraham Lincoln gets shot. Like,
He's a Marine. What's not to love?
I liked the character that Luke Wilson had. I liked his interaction with Harvey Keitel. That is my redeeming quality for this movie. Harvey Keitel was in the movie, and it definitely had
That's it.
that moment, that scene.
Love hard.
Past that,
Fuck this movie.
I was good on the rest of
Will.
the movie. You know what?
Tell
Now
us
that I
how you
think
really
about it,
feel.
there was one other redeeming quality. Never wears a bra. That was a scene. Towards the beginning, she comes out of her TP and headlights are on. Sorry, that's crass. But, you know, Adam Sandler, college and fart jokes. So par for the course.
Art jokes, you say?
Yeah, this movie sucked. There was not enough redeeming qualities for me to even try to recommend that anybody watch this.
Ever.
But
Don't ever watch this movie.
if you have
Ever.
not seen it and you need something to Mystery Science 3000 this bitch, this is a movie that you can turn on and play just so you can talk shit about the entire movie. That's the only purpose that you would watch this movie intentionally. We have done the heavy lifting
Now,
for you.
I have a question though. For since I had to watch it sober, Will, I know you watched it non-sober, inebriated ass.
What
Did it
drunk?
make it any better?
No,
Did it make it any better at all?
made me hate you more.
It was just a waste of your alcohol.
No, because he's still drunk. That so.
No, I mean the alcohol is never wasted. I'm saying that, but you know,
Yes.
I
But
wasted
that
my
buzz
time.
could have been spent on anything else.
Well, what I'm thinking is, since it was actually that bad, and it probably brought his buzz down, so he had to drink more to keep his buzz back up.
Look, it's not enough
This movie
liquor.
could probably make a drinking game. You could
It's
make a
just
drinking
not-
game out of this movie. Every time this movie sucks, take a shot. You might have
You
alcohol
would be
poisoning by the
You
end.
die. You've been in the hospital. Don't do that. Don't listen to Sam on this one. Do not
Do
listen
not
to Sam
listen
on
to
this one.
me. That is bad advice from a bad movie review.
Unless
Don't do it.
unless you got a high tolerance like certain people on here, then that's a possibility. But let's not do that.
I mean, it's 2 or 3 that could probably try to play that drinking game. I give it a shot. So we 3
I'd
or
give
3.
it a shot.
3 or 3.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
three,
gonna
yeah, pretty-
rewatch
I-
it to do that because I'm not gonna sit
No,
through
no,
it
no.
a second time. Yeah. So as far as bad movie,
I'm still
reviews
not
go-
sorry I recommended this. I'm not
Oh
sorry.
no, it was perfect for this. It was perfect. Talk about I can't pick bad movies. Yes, the hell you can, because that was a
Well, the first one I went by was funny. I was like, yeah, okay. And then I said, you know who makes bad movies? Nicolas Cage, Adam Sandler. I was
so.
like,
Then I guess we got to do a Nick Cage movie next.
uh-oh.
You
Do
know
you
what?
have one in mind?
I do not, but it is not hard to find a bad Nick Cage movie.
That is so true. You can like throw a book at his collection and it'll land on like 4.
Let's see. Let's find.
Ghost Rider.
Yeah. See, we've already seen that, so we know that's a bad
I
movie.
know.
Okay,
Both
so
of them?
wait. Here's one. Okay, we got a 4 Rotten Tomatoes and a 9 audience score.
Ooh. Wait a minute. What's the name of this movie?
Oh no, we got a 1 and a 3. We got a 1 Rotten Tomatoes and a 3 audience score.
What's the name of this said bad movie?
A mystery thriller. You know what? This is our next movie. This is absolutely our next movie. Ladies and gentlemen, you hear it here first on Why Did I Watch That? Nicolas Cage, 2014, Left Behind.
No.
It got a 1
not
on
that.
the tomato meter and a 3
No,
audience
no.
score.
I can't watch. I watched like a third of it and I shut it off. I can say that is actually worse than this one.
Yea,
Yeah.
verily,
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
guess what?
like
You're gonna have to watch it
unto
all the
a
way
plague
through.
of locusts, Left Behind
Yep.
hath begat a further scourge of devastation.
Yep, I remember that. And this isn't like good hair. This is like hair plug Nicolas Cage. Yeah. I
You know
remember
what?
this one.
I will
This was hair plugs.
personally pay for everybody to watch this on Amazon Prime. $3.99. I'm covering everybody. This is our movie.
Wait, is it
Love it.
included with Amazon Prime? Or is this one in rent to buy movies?
Nope, it's a rented. It's a rental. It's looks like rent by.
Hold on, let
I'm
me-
really feeling this movie though. I will cover it. I will cover it. We may go back and revisit and find something different, but I am offering. You know what, folks? If you want us to do Left Behind, Nicolas Cage, Leave a comment down below. Leave a comment down below. A 1 tomato meter, 3 audience score. You know what? He's a producer on 1,000 words. That's a double whammy.
Mm.
That's a double whammy. 0 tomato meter, 47 audience score, starring Eddie
1,000 words.
Murphy.
Is that the one with Eddie?
That's the one with Eddie
Ah,
Murphy.
that was a. No, I watched that one. That was a bad movie. It's still not as bad
We
as
will
Left
we
Behind or Ridiculous Six.
we will go and find a Nick Cage movie. That will be our next film. That's all I can promise you. For this episode of Why Did I Watch That? Somebody stop me. Please tell me why I watched Ridiculous Six. I will not watch it again. One of the worst movies I have ever seen. Thank you so much, Tony. I have to find a
Very
way.
welcome.
I have to find a way to pay you back and just
It
give
was
you
worse than
like,
The Forest.
oh, so much worse. I would rewatch The Forest because at least Natalie Dormer was in it. I didn't have
It
any
had
faith in
a
this one.
couple of redeeming qualities in it. It still was a bad
It
movie.
had potential. We've talked about The Forest. I'm good on
Did
that. This movie ain't nothing I
Left
wanted to do with it.
Behind, Ridiculous Six. Yeah,
Ain't
it's
nothing
gonna
I
be
wanted to
interesting to
do
see
with
which
it.
one is actually the worst of the two.
You know what? Leave a comment and tell us which one you think is the worst. We may have to watch Left Behind just so we can truly compare. But that's it for myself. I am Sam. That is Tony. That was Will. Check our QR codes. Make sure to jump into the group. Come holler at us there. We're on
What?
Facebook, Grown A Geeks. You can actually find our YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, and like this video. We do ask that you do that. If there's nothing else, guys, I'm going to say we thank everybody for being with us. Appreciate you being here. We are out of here.